All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today we're going to dig into something that might sound a little crazy. The idea that all your hard work in the gym could actually be sending you backwards. It's all about a hidden war happening inside your body, a hormonal battle that's deciding whether you build muscle or just burn out. So, does this sound familiar? You're hitting the gym, you're putting in the hours, you're pushing yourself, but you've just hit a wall. You're not getting stronger, you feel tired all the time, and it almost feels like you're losing progress. If you're nodding along right now, you are definitely not alone. You might just be stuck in a really common but totally misunderstood biological trap. And that, my friend, is what we call the overtraining trap. It's this frustrating state where you're pushing your body so hard that it just can't keep up with the repairs anymore. And the real culprit here isn't a lack of effort. It's that your hormones have gone completely haywire. Okay, so what is actually going on in there? To really get a handle on this whole overtraining thing, we've got to meet the two main players in this constant internal tug of war. On one side of the rope, you've got testosterone. Think of it as the builder. This is the hormone that's all about growth, repair, energy, basically all the good stuff. But on the other side, you've got cortisol. It's the stress manager. Now, you need cortisol. It's essential for dealing with stress. But when it's high all the time because you're overdoing it, it stops being a manager and turns into a destroyer. So this all comes down to a battle between two states. You're either anabolic, which is just a fancy word for building up, or you're catabolic, breaking down. When testosterone is in charge, you're building. But when that destructive cortisol is constantly flooding your system, you get stuck in that catabolic state, where your body is literally breaking down your hard-earned muscle for energy. No good. And here's where it gets really interesting. We can actually keep score. Scientists look at something called the testosterone to cortisol ratio, or the TC ratio for short. You can think of it like a scoreboard that tells you, in real time, whether your body is winning the building game or losing to the breakdown crew. And don't just take my word for it. As Dr. Tolman Sugbayer puts it, a low T/C ratio is a massive red flag. It's your body waving its arms, screaming at you that it's way too stressed out, and it's literally destroying itself instead of building itself back up stronger. So you might be thinking, if all this training stress is so bad, why do we do it at all? Well, because when it's done right, that stress is exactly what signals your muscles to grow, a process we call hypertrophy. Let's break down how that actually works. There are really two main ways you can kick off muscle growth. First up is mechanical tension. That's the pure force you put on your muscles when you lift heavy stuff. It creates these tiny little micro tears that tell your body, hey, we need to rebuild this bigger and better. The second trigger is metabolic stress. You know that deep burn you feel during high rep sets? That's it. It causes a buildup of stuff like lactate, which is another powerful signal for your muscles to grow. Now, both of these triggers are basically sending a loud and clear message to your body to get stronger. But, and this is a huge but, they are just the spark. For that spark to actually catch fire and turn into real muscle growth, your hormonal environment has to be perfect. You have to be in that anabolic muscle building state we talked about. Okay, so let's say you're stuck. You're in that overtrained catabolic state. What's the fix? Well, here's the twist. The answer isn't in the gym. It's not about training harder. The solution to fixing your hormonal balance, it happens entirely in the hours outside the gym. Let's just take one thing, sleep. Get this. Just one single night of bad sleep can cause your T/C ratio, that all-important scoreboard, to plummet by as much as 30%. Just think about that for a second. One bad night is enough to flip the switch from building muscle to breaking it down. It's that powerful. So how do you get things back on track? It really comes down to this checklist. It's not complicated, but it is critical. Getting quality sleep and managing your daily stress. That directly fights back against that destructive cortisol. Eating well and maintaining a healthy body weight helps boost your builder, testosterone. This is your game plan for getting that TC ratio back where it belongs. And that point about body weight, it is absolutely massive. Here's why. Body fat has this enzyme in it called aromatase. And what aromatase does is it literally steals your testosterone and converts it into estrogen. So the more excess body fat you carry, the more this enzyme is working against you, slamming the brakes on your muscle growth. So what is the big takeaway from all of this? What's the one thing you should walk away with? It's that real long-term progress isn't about crushing yourself into dust every single day. It's about a complete shift in how you think about training and results. You really have to let this sink in. That 1 hour you spend in the gym, That's just the stimulus. It's the spark you're creating. The actual growth, the real magic, that happens during the other 23 hours of the day. That's when your body is using your sleep, your nutrition, and your downtime to actually do the hard work of rebuilding. So the question you need to start asking yourself isn't, am I training hard enough? The real question is the rest of my life actually supporting the hard work I'm putting in at the gym? Because when it comes right down to it, that's where your results are truly made.